What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Game Plan Pod. I'm Peter.
I'm Vincent.
And I'm Henry.
Let's get into today's episode.
So finally, the New York Giants have a competent QB room. We got Jameis Winston eating W's. We got Mr. Unlimited.
Mr. Unlimited.
Russell Wilson, and then we got Tommy DeVito. But
What a quarterback room. Literally just straight vibes.
I am so happy we got Russell Wilson. We all are. That's who we all pretty much wanted. And we got Jameis Winston. We got Russell Wilson. Great locker room vibes right there. Great veteran leadership. And Russell Wilson definitely has a good deep ball from Malik Neighbors. You know Neighbors is happy. Couldn't be more happier right now.
Neighbors is definitely very happy, and he's going to be happy once he's paired with Mr. Travis Hunter himself. I think at this point it's a no-brainer to fade the quarterback route. We already have three guys who, have proven themselves. I mean, yes, Russell Wilson's on a 1-year deal, Tommy DeVito's on a 1-year deal, and Jameis is on a 2-year deal. So we definitely need to draft a quarterback at some point, but I don't think Shedeur Sanders should be that guy. And, the question is how would you like to see the Giants build around Russell Wilson? Give him a guy who you can rely on alongside Malik Neighbors, who we saw a lot of the time. The defense adjusted to his play style. And, he still balled out, but giving him, another, elite wide receiver to pair himself with, which is, I feel like would do wonders with the offense.
You definitely need to pair someone with Malik Neighbors. For Russell Wilson, I don't think you're going to get that in free agency, obviously. There's not many players left. There's Keenan Allen, but you're really not going to get much from him. Although, I think there's a lot of guys in the draft that could go, like, second round maybe. I do agree with your pick in the first round. I think they're going Travis Hunter. I think quarterback is out of the equation in the first round in the third pick. We're not getting Shedeur, we're not getting Cam because we signed Jameis and Russ. Do I think we're going to get a quarterback later in the draft?
100%.
Yes,
I think so.
I definitely do, and that's.
I hate to say this, but I think Milroe is a very big possibility.
It's a very possible.
I don't hate to say that. I like.
It's
Milroe.
I only
later
hate to
rounds.
say that because that's a very long development process.
He's not. Well, that's good for us because a QB is not playing. A rookie quarterback is not playing a snap in year one.
No way for us.
Very true.
We need
but
to develop them.
The thing is God forbid Russ is not good.
Then you throw in Jameis Winston if Russ is not good. That's the point of having Jameis Winston.
I'm saying next year though, we need somebody who can at least. We need a future. We need a future at the quarterback position, and I don't know if I want Jalen Milroe to be that guy. He hasn't really proven anything with throwing. He's a great athlete. He's a great athlete, but I feel like that's why he brought in Russ and Winston to mentor those guys. And going back to Travis Hunter real quick, I want to reiterate that he'll probably be playing 70% of his snaps on defense, probably 30 or 25 on offense.
If they put him on offensive plays, because I could see the Giants being the type of team that will say, "Oh, he's going in as a corner. Yeah, we're only using my cornerback."
So I wouldn't be surprised.
I feel like we should use him on the offense a lot more too than people expect in the NFL.
That's why I wouldn't be surprised if he also got another receiver to pair with him.
Yeah.
As well.
Going back to what you said about Milroe, there's a lot of pros and cons about drafting Miller because, there's quarterbacks out there that did succeed in the NFL that didn't have a lot of arm talent going into the draft like Lamar Jackson, who was taken late, which could be a Jalen Milroe situation. But there are also guys that, did not have arm talent but had a running talent, and they're mid, like Justin Fields. He's kind of what Jalen Milroe kind of is. He's just Justin Fields. Could he be better? Could he be worse? Yes, but we don't know that. It's all up to development and the coaches, and that's up to Brian Daboll right now.
How he fits in with the system and how he fits in with the offense in total with every team he lands with.
There's a couple issues with both of those statements. Number one, I heard the word development with the New York Giants. We suck at that. And number two, Milroe is probably going to be a second-round pick, which I don't know if he's worth that.
That's where the Giants have to come into the decision. If they obviously aren't going, I don't think they're, like we said, they're not going quarterback first round anymore. I think it's Travis Hunter at number 3. But do we want to do we want to use a second-round pick on Jalen Milroe, or do we want to wait later to get someone in like the 4th round, like Kyle McCord, like from Syracuse?
I would love
get
Kyle
like
McCord,
just
I would like that. I would like
Kyle
that.
McCord. Look, I know. Look, he had 50 passing touchdowns, over 4,000 passing yards. Look, he didn't have a bad season with Syracuse.
He's a very, 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 very good pocket passer. The thing is, though, he's playing for the Giants. I mean,
And-
our
but the
offensive
thing is,
line isn't,
When our
fantastic.
when our offensive line was healthy,
Yeah,
the
but
first
the
like
key
2
word
or
is
3 weeks,
was
when it first like 2 or 3 weeks, it was one of the best pass blocking units in the NFL before the injuries came along. But
and that goes
overall,
back to
you don't-
development. We don't have great, our
We don't-
athletic trainers. They're just
it's
clearly
too many
not
injuries,
up
a
to par.
lot of injuries. But
But now you add Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
Like, I would consider him a developer.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to definitely help. And by the way, back to what you were saying, would I hate Milroe in the second? Like, I wouldn't hate it, but I do
wouldn't,
think what you guys said before. I think there's other guys that could go later in the draft, like McCord, like maybe even a Dylan Gabriel, who knows, that even could be good, but like a 4th and 5th round pick,
Yeah.
because we need depth right now.
Yeah.
We need offensive line. We need defensive line. We still need probably
still need
wide
a-
receiver.
we
We need
still
wide
need-
receiver.
we need,
Exactly.
look, I love Wandale, I love Sladen, but Sladen's inconsistent. Wandale's isn't really a big threat to anyone's defense. Like, he's good, he has his moments, but it's really always neighbors out there. And also, we need development of Theo Johnson at tight end, but we don't know.
I have a lot of.
I like
high
Theo Johnson.
expectations
I
for him.
love.
I
I
really
think
like him.
towards the end, before his season ended, he was getting a lot of targets, and I think he was playing well. I think he's in for a big second
He
season.
reminds me of like a bigger Travis Kelce, just the way that he moves, just the way that he looks
Yeah.
when he's playing.
He might not be like Travis Kelce, but he can.
I'm
He
not
can
like
be
saying
like.
that's his potential.
He can be that tight end who gets like 500, 600 yards with like
That's all you need.
5 touchdowns
That's all
a
you
year.
need.
And
He's a
I'll
great
take that.
blocker
I'll
as well.
completely take. And he's big and he's
Blocking
athletic.
tight end.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
So the Giants, they got their quarterback, but now the draft is coming up. Let's see what their plan is.
I feel like this is the draft that makes or breaks our franchise for the next 5 years. And I'm only saying that is because I feel like we're there. I feel like we have the pieces. We have a great secondary. We have a great defensive line. We have good linebackers. We have, a solid quarterback room. We have some solid running backs.
Yeah,
We have some solid pieces of the offensive line. But I feel like if you can really, really, really strengthen that offensive line to where it comes down to, let's say, one of our better guys gets injured, and you could put someone, replace him, not to the same capability, but
Yeah.
if you look at the Giants the past couple seasons, they've had, major issues with offensive line health and replacing the guys that have gone down. For example, Andrew Thomas, Evan Neal's had to come in, and we know how that's went. So if you can give the offensive line depth, if you can give our quarterbacks weapons, Travis Hunter, if we go another receiver in the second round, if we end up getting a different guy at 3, and then the defensive line, just Kenneth Grant from Michigan or any of the other guys, even Mason Graham. Like, what if we just trade back and get another second rounder and go to like 6 and get Graham? I mean, there was some talk about Denver and Genti. And a lot about Vegas and Genti, Or what about Chicago? What if they want that running back and they want to trade up, and then we feel the need to move back? If we think that our players that are going to be there at 6, pick up another second rounder. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. So
Nope.
it's really very. I feel like this will give our team so much more depth and the opportunity to really
turn the corner.
Turn the
this
corner.
rebuild that we have been having for the past 2 years.
I mean, to add on what you just said, what this franchise is, it's built on defenses. Like Lawrence Taylor, that 80s defense that won us Super Bowls.
Yep.
Strahan, Tuck, those won us 2 Super Bowls. This franchise is built on defense. We have the defense to win a championship.
Yep.
I believe that. The offense, they went and added a quarterback who's won a Super Bowl before, who's had a successful career, but is on the decline. But he's done it before. You never know what could happen.
You don't know.
You have a wide receiver who's
experienced.
top 5 already, and the coaching is an if. The offensive line is an if, and weapons around neighbors is an if. If they could fix that, if they could fix that offense, I think we're ready to compete. We saw what we did last year earlier in the season.
Yeah.
We were in games. We were competing with Washington. we were competing. You know, we beat the Browns even though they suck.
But-
We beat them when they weren't that good.
And look, like
and also, we only
I'm-
held Cincinnati
yeah.
and teams like that to
Yeah.
under 20 points.
Exactly.
You scored 3 touchdowns that game, you win.
Every single season we
Before
do
the
that.
injuries came along, we were holding people to only like 21 points or less, our defense. And look, our secondary is much more improved. We need Deontay
Which
Banks
was
to have
the
a-
issue last
yeah.
year. That was the
Deontay
issue.
Banks needs to have a bounce back here, but getting Paulson Adebo and Javon Holland, those are two big additions to the secondary.
And even if we get, what if we get Hunter now too?
Yeah, exactly. And
Takes
we
a
have
lot of
Goldston-
the pressure off Banks. Let me tell
Sorry
you.
if I pronounce his name wrong. Chauncey Goldston, a defensive end and can play interior D line. I mean, like that's a good pairing with Dexter Lawrence right there. But I think, I agree with you. As I said, I think we have the defense that can compete for the playoffs at least. It's just all a matter if the offense can work well and
Our
if the coaching.
coordinator
It's on-
sucks. Our defensive coordinator sucks. I don't like him. I don't like him at all. And going back to coaching,
Yeah.
going into this offseason, if anyone were to get fired, it should have been Shane because of just the
Shane
disaster.
Bowen.
No. Joe
Joe
Shane.
Shane.
Just the,
Oh.
just the disaster of the Jones and Saquon. Now going into
Well-
this season, if we lose, that's on Dable now. That's on Dable. I feel like us losing last year was on Shane because like I really took a little time to think about it. Our team was awful. And like I was blaming it on Dable. What was he supposed to do? Like he
With
was
that
relying
quarterback.
he was
Yeah.
relying on Drew Lock and like Tommy DeVito. It's like
and at one point, Tim Boyle.
you can't do anything with that. Now, if you lose, now it's on Brian Dable, not Joe Shane, because the defense is great. You have the opportunity to make your, offense at least mid. We should be able to win some games. I feel like
This
we
team-
definitely should be able to.
This team will go as far as Russell Wilson takes them.
Yeah.
It's
I agree.
it's been the quarterback every
Yeah.
single year. It's been the quarterback.
That's if we.
100%.
That's if we get
I
another weapon.
I trust our defense. It's gonna be up to Russell Wilson.
Well, compare the teams. Would you rather have Pittsburgh's offense last year or our current offense, regardless of the draft?
Offense.
I'm taking our offense.
Yeah.
And we didn't look that bad last year.
Not even close.
Not even close. And they were pretty
Well, like
solid.
neighbors, solos.
Neighbors had a couple games. That he had drops, but at the end of the day, he didn't have like that quarterback.
But
like
those
that,
games
that
where he had
quarter-
drops, he also
yeah.
had 100 yards.
Yeah,
So
but he
made up
didn't
for
have.
it otherwise.
All right, look. He had the quarterbacks. He had Daniel Jones, Tommy DeVito, Drew Lock, and Tim Boyle. 4 different quarterbacks, and that guy still put up over 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns. Obviously, he
Over
was
100 catches.
over 100 catches. Obviously, he might have been one of the only targets on the offense, but still.
Injured for 2 games
Now,
as well.
exactly, and you put in with a veteran like Russell Wilson, who has a good deep ball, in my opinion, and also you have Jameis Winston, who slings the ball. Who knows how this offense can perform now and open up many more explosive plays that we were missing last year.
That's
or the
why I
past
think
2
getting
years.
Hunter would be so good because going back to Banks, getting even Hunter for defense and offense takes so much pressure off of guys like now it would be Malik Neighbors because he's not going to be the only guy, even though he probably will only end up playing 25% of the snaps on offense, Hunter. And same for defense. Like he's going to take so much pressure away from Banks. Like I feel like Hunter is such a valuable pick and will just take this team to a different level. I really do believe it, but I hate to say this, but get ready. I'm gonna, say profanity. Fuck the whoever made the schedule. It's a gauntlet.
Yeah.
It's a gauntlet. So we're gonna be competitive, but at the same time,
It's a tough schedule, but you never know what could happen. Anything can happen in sports. Anyone can beat anyone on any given day. So
And back to what you said about neighbors and how he gets targeted about everything. You know who he reminds me of?
who?
He reminds me of Shea a little bit. Like how Shea, he touches the ball every single trip. He touches the ball
every trip.
He touches the ball, and that's what Neighbor's going to do.
Oh,
He's going to have 90% of the catches.
Yeah, 100%. He's the
And
main
Shea's
piece of that
responsible
offense.
for 90% of the points the Thunder score, probably.
Yeah, and I can see I see the comparison, but look, the season again, a lot of questions. Could go bad, could go good, could be just mid.
And you never
We don't
know what happens.
Exactly.
We also got other guys like tie it. I mean, even Russ said something to him, like maybe build his confidence up. Maybe we're underestimating the other talent that we have
on the roster.
But
And don't forget that we have Andrew Phillips there too, who had a good rookie season, and it also depends on
we're
Deontay
good.
Banks.
Like we're not a 3-14 team anymore. We're just not.
We're
at least a 7-win team, minimum 7 wins. And our line's 5.5.
Yeah,
which I feel like
I
at this
understand.
point, I
understand.
that.
that because we failed expectations the last 2 years, so
Our schedule is just
it's tough. But we'll see what happens with the season.
You never know. Baseball season is finally underway. We are about 6-7 games through the season.
6 or 7 for each team. 6, 7 for each.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
You fucking asshole.
But no, we're actually genuinely.
Restarting.
You fucking asshole, bro.
Do you know the guy on
saw
TikTok
that
with
going
the
from my mind.
ice cream haircut? I just seen that.
As soon as he looked at me like this, I was like, this fucking guy. He's gonna do it.
All right, baseball season is finally underway. We are about 6 to 7 games through the season, and a lot has happened. The Yankees and the torpedo bats. Juan Soto making errors left and right. No, I'm joking.
All right, buddy. All right.
But who do you guys think, so far, very, very early into the season, players, teams have lived up, failed, or exceeded their expectations?
All right, I'll go first. My player for who has failed expectations that I'm done with. I'm officially done with. One hit his entire career so far this season. Brett Baty.
Oh my God, please.
I'm done. I'm done with the spring training bullshit.
What I said.
I'm done.
What I said.
I can't do it no more.
Sucks. He sucks. He sucks. In the field, he sucks. In batting, he sucks.
Question. Does he suck?
He sucks.
No, really. He is.
I'm done with him. Trade him, bro. I don't want him on the team anymore.
Look,
he gets my hopes up every single year.
Every year. He's that player who mashes in AAA. He mashes in spring training. But as soon as he gets to the major leagues, he just can't transition
Put him in the G
over
League,
to
bro.
the
G League
MLB.
MVP.
I don't know what it is. But I completely agree with failing expectations. He was expected to have a big year, especially after that spring training.
One okay year, bro. Bat 250.
Exactly,
I don't care.
bro.
Not one.
What is he like? What is he like?
He has
Currently?
like 2 hits right now. He has like
2 for what? Like 20?
I have no clue. Like 2
I'll
for
look it
20,
up,
honestly. But it's just insane because he's that player that you expect like at least a decent season from him, but he just can't deliver.
Batting 71.
Oh boy, 71. Wow. I mean, I understand.
Is that worse than Lindor?
He's 1 for 14.
Is that worse than Lindor?
How many games has he played?
1 for 14.
How many games has he
5.
played? He's played 5 games. Yeah.
1 for 14, bro.
Yeah, that's
That's
pretty
worse,
bad.
that's
on.
worse than Lindor.
That's pretty
It's
bad.
just I don't know. I just think maybe it's just not. He doesn't fit well.
With 0 walks too.
Yeah. I guess he just
That's
doesn't.
really
He
bad.
doesn't fit with. He doesn't fit in the Mets. Like he doesn't fit with the Mets right now. And
But
maybe
can
the
we
Mets is not
talk
his
about
team.
someone who's been significantly worse, and I'm so unbelievably happy about it?
Who?
Rafael Devers.
Oh,
You are
21.
I need to see. Has he gotten a hit yet?
He hasn't.
Yeah,
he has
he
one
has,
hit.
I saw.
He was
I
0
would-
for 21 with like 15 strikeouts or something like
But
that.
forget about like not even putting the ball into play. He genuinely is horrific.
What happened to him?
He's
man?
horrific.
You know what he said?
see.
He said that not being able to play the field doesn't keep him engaged in the
Oh.
game. That's what he said. No, but it's a real. It really is. It's a real thing with players. I think.
Bro,
I really do
going
think it's a real
3
thing.
for 27 is when you're an MVP caliber, so-called caliber player. There's no excuse for
You know what he said?
You're
He said,
batting
like, not
1-1-1,
playing-
bro.
Obviously, they got Bregman, and Bregman's playing third. But him not being able to play
He's also
like,
batting
third.
300 as he should be playing third.
But
He's
the
a
thing
way
is,
better
the-
fielder
he's
too.
saying Devers feels like that he can't stay engaged, maybe, or locked in because he can't play the field. But who
I
knows?
don't know why I'm arguing for them. I hope
Yeah.
they continue. Make the team chemistry awful. Just ruin
Yeah,
everything. I don't care. I mean,
But
I'm happy that they're.
I'm not gonna go with a player. I'm gonna go with a team, and it. Hold on. Hey, Atlanta fans. So we were 0-5. You're making fun of us. How's 0-7? How's that whole lineup hitting 100 or less? How's Nick Allen being your starting shortstop being? I understand they're dealing with injuries, but I'm gonna talk.
Yeah, can
I'm
I
gonna,
just say
I'm gonna
one
talk,
thing real
I'm gonna
quick?
talk my shit.
One
I'm
thing?
gonna talk my shit. That's the wrong button.
Can
but
I say one thing?
What?
You have more players suspended for PEDs than you have wins so far
Yeah.
this season.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Jerson Profar, 80 games. I understand Jerson Profar,
Their biggest free
PEDs,
agent,
suspended 80 games. Ronald Acuna's still hurt. But look, that's no excuses. You had a 5-0 lead last night to the Dodgers, and you lost 6-5. You're going to make fun of us? I'm going to bring it on to you. You guys are 0-7, and you are failing expectations as you had, I think, better World Series odds than the New York Mets and no, not the Yankees. Not
No, I think they did.
No, the Yankees were second. I remember, but you are failing expectations. Let's put it in this way. The Miami Marlins have a young team. They have a young team. I know maybe 2 prospects they had there, or 2 players. Jesus Sanchez is hurt right now, but their whole lineup is rookies. They are playing better than a bunch of veterans. Just to put it out there, and that's it. They are failing everyone's expectations. All like ESPN, MLB Network, everyone's expectations. And honestly, could be karma biting them in the ass a little bit. I'm not gonna lie with all the talk they did to the Mets, but they're 0-7. They're failing their expectations. Certainly mine, because I thought they'd be much better than this. But whatever.
Well, 7 games into the season, when your run differential's a -20,
Yeah.
doesn't really help.
It doesn't help, but
Doesn't really help.
yes, they're only 7. We're only like a week into the season, so
Yeah.
anything can happen. We
True
were
that.
0-5, and we ended off with 89 wins, so we don't know what can happen. But as of right now, for the first week, early failing expectations is definitely
We have 3 guys
Braves
batting
for
over
me.
200.
wow.
3 guys
That's
batting over
really
200. But and one of them doesn't really count because he's 1 for 4. He barely plays.
Yeah,
That's really bad. But who's someone that's exceeding your guys' expectations though?
I will definitely say, as a Yankee fan, I'm going to be a little biased here, but Anthony Volpe,
He has been playing.
He's
good.
been really good. He's got 4 home runs. I think he has 4 hits, 4 homers. But he's made a tremendous stride this season. He looks very comfortable at the plate. He's taking a lot of pitches. Good, like he's having very good at bats. He looks very good in the field. He has made 1 error, but we did see him a little antsy last year. I will say some of his throws were a little aggressive and just not not smart almost. But he looks a lot more comfortable, which I think is great. And he looks a lot more powerful. I believe him and Ben Rice gained a lot of weight, obviously muscle this offseason. And, he had a 420-foot bomb 2 nights ago.
Player.
What?
No, we can finish.
Not Ben Rice. I thought you were talking about Ben
No,
Rice.
we were talking about the play that we had exceeding expectations. Continue yours.
No, him and Ben Rice put on about 10 pounds of muscle this offseason. And you can really see it paying off. Ben Rice and Volpe are both hitting absolute nukes. But I'm excited for the Yankees. I mean, the past 2 nights have been pretty bad. Bad weather. But I'm excited to see what happens. Torpedo bats, Jazz, Belly. I mean, I'm excited for the season, but I feel like it's gonna be a long season ahead because the pitching is a little.
I think that
a little rocky.
For my player exceeding expectations, I think Peter will agree with me on this one. I think this is his player too.
Yeah.
It is
Luis
Torrens. I mean, look, yesterday's game,
Who?
we lose without him. Our backup catcher who's starting, obviously, because Alvarez is hurt.
Bench Alvarez then.
But look, he's hitting.
He's 5 of 16. He's playing amazing defense.
Amazing
And,
defense.
when Alvarez got hurt, he's out a couple of weeks. This is a perfect replacement so far.
Yeah, and honestly, look, yesterday's game, we lose without him. We lose that without him.
We
He
lose.
made 2 amazing plays.
Because of Brett Beatty can't throw straight.
Do you think
Beatty underthrew it, and he made a beautiful sliding tag, beautiful spinning tag. Then he threw the runner out after, who has a bunch of speed.
Yep.
Konai had a bunch of speed, and I mean, look, Torrens has been that was a clutch Torrens.
You got it.
A clutch Torrens game,
There you
like
go.
he had one back in London against Philly last year. Remember that?
Yeah.
But look, Luis Torrens exceeding my expectations.
Yeah, me too.
I have one more player. He's only played a couple of games for the Dodgers. It's an old favorite of ours, Michael Conforto.
Good?
He's doing good. He has a home
Wow.
run. He had a home run yesterday. He's playing solid. Has a couple hits, but he's honestly playing solid for them. Even though he's not a starter, but The stat line shows how many games he played.
He's 7 of 19, 6 games.
Yeah, 7 of 19, 1 home run, 4 RBIs. I mean, he's having a great start. And look, I'm rooting for the guy. I love Conforto. I hope he does well. I hope one day he comes back to the Mets, maybe to retire or Met, but I'm rooting for him, and I hope he does well.
I also want to add somebody else who has not been mentioned yet, who actually leads the MLB in home runs and RBIs, Eugenio Suarez.
Yeah.
What?
He has like 5 hits, and all his hits are home runs.
I mean, he's playing great. He's been very good against the Yankees, unfortunately, and he took Seattle's literally only offense away from them. Now they really have no
But
offense.
he was on the Diamondbacks last year too. It was 2 years ago.
No, I'm saying he used to be on Seattle.
Yeah.
Like he would have been their only spark, but he
I don't know.
literally is carrying
Yep.
the Diamondbacks,
But-
and their pitching has been fantastic actually too.
But let's just already get. I'm gonna cut to the chase here. Do we? We're already gonna say this. Are the Dodgers the early favorites? They're 8-0.
It's
Like they're the
over.
favorites.
It's-
They're already
it's-
the favorites.
it's
Are they
actually
locked?
over.
Are they locked going to the World Series? Do you see at all any upsets?
They're not locked going to the World Series 7 games into the season.
Let's see.
I say-
but like they're a good.
Anything could happen.
They are a
Of
NL
course to be.
They're an NL championship. Like they are locked to be in the NL championship.
I think so.
To
Unless
be, yeah.
in the
NL championship, they're locked to be there.
And they're
Unless
going to see the Mets.
I hope so. I hope we get a rematch. How fun would that be? Rematch from last year.
I just have a feeling that the Mets are going to be first or second round exits. I just think
into the season, bro.
I just think Philly is just going to get revenge. I don't know why. Just have a very
Look,
good
Philly's
feeling
got a
about
good
that.
team too. It's a lot. The NL's a really good. It's a really good league.